Class 12th, Subject Physics, 6th chapter, Superposition of Waves. Superposition of waves. From this chapter, let us see the superposition of waves, that is, mixing of two or more than two waves traveling through the medium. So, in order to explain the superposition of the waves, the principle of superposition must be stated, and therefore let us see what is that principle of superposition of the waves. So when two or more than two waves traveling through the medium pass through a point of the medium, each wave produces its own displacement at that point, independent of the presence of the other wave. The resultant displacement at that point is equal to the vector sum of the displacements due to the individual waves at that point. So when two or more than two waves travel through the medium and arrive at a point of the medium, that is pass through a point of the medium, then each wave produces, that is each wave behaves as if it is independent of the other, and hence the resultant displacement at that point will be equal to the vector sum of the displacements due to the individual waves at that point. Now the vector sum means there may be addition of their amplitudes or displacements, or there may be subtraction of the amplitudes or the displacements. That means there may be enhancement of their displacements or cancellation of their displacements. But during the superposition of the waves, there will be no change in the shape and nature of the individual waves due to the superposition of the waves. So when the superposition of the two waves takes place, at that time the shape and nature of the individual waves, that is each wave, will not get changed. Then the principle of superposition is applicable to all types of waves such as sound waves, light waves, as well as the waves which are produced along the string. So this principle of superposition will be applied to sound waves as well as light waves, as well as the transverse vibrations which are produced along the length of the string. Now if you consider the two pulse, that is two wave pulses, suppose pulse 1 and pulse 2, these are the two pulses, and if these two pulse waves are of equal magnitude, that is amplitude, they are having equal amplitude and same phase, and when such type of pulses having same amplitude and same phase meet each other, that is superimpose each other, at that time there will be increase in the resultant amplitude, that is there will be addition of their amplitudes, and as the amplitudes of both these pulses are the same, therefore the resultant amplitude will be double of the individual amplitudes. Instead of that, if these amplitudes are not equal, then there will be again increase in the amplitude, and therefore due to the superposition of the waves which are having some amplitude and same phase, at that time we will get constructive interference. That is, in case of constructive interference, there will be increase in amplitude of the resultant wave due to the mixing of these two pulses. On the other hand, if suppose the amplitude of these two waves are again equal, and if these two pulses are now superimposing, at that time these two pulses are opposite in phase, and therefore when these two pulses mix with each other or superimpose with each other, at that time there will be subtraction of their amplitudes, and therefore as amplitudes are equal, the resultant amplitude will be equal to 0, that is there is decrease in amplitude, and this phenomenon will give rise to destructive interference. destructive interference. Therefore, we can say that when there is superposition of two or more than two waves, at that time, if there is increase in the amplitude of resultant wave, then it will give rise to constructive interference, and if there is decrease in the amplitude, it will give rise to destructive interference. And now let us see the amplitude of resultant wave due to the superposition. So when two or more than two waves superimpose each other, at that time there will be change in its amplitude. Now that change in amplitude will be now calculated in this point, that is amplitude of resultant wave due to the superposition of the waves. Now in order to obtain the expression for this amplitude of the resultant wave, let us consider two waves which are having same frequency omega. Frequency will be the same for these two waves, and they are having different amplitudes as A1 and A2. So here we will consider two waves having their displacements y1 and y2, then their amplitudes A1 and A2, and the frequencies will be the same, that is omega, but let phi be the phase difference between these two waves. That means here y1 and y2 are not in the same phase, they are having some phase difference, and therefore let y1 equal to A1 sine omega t first wave, that is equation 1, and y2 is equal to A2 sine omega t plus phi second wave as equation number 2. Now when there is superposition between these two displacements y1 and y2, at that time, according to the principle of superposition of the waves, the resultant displacement will be equal to factor sum of the displacements due to these two waves, and therefore y will be equal to y1 plus y2, that will be written as A1 sine omega t plus A2 sine omega t plus phi. A1 sine omega t plus A2 sine omega t plus phi, and therefore the resultant displacement y will be written as A1 sine omega t plus A2. Now this term sine omega t plus phi will be now expanded by using the formula sine A plus B equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Sine A plus B equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, and therefore this formula, if it is used here, then we will get y equal to A1 sine omega t as it is plus A2 into this sine omega t plus phi will be expanded as sine omega t cos phi plus cos omega t sine phi. Sine omega t cos phi plus cos omega t sine phi, and therefore we will get y equal to A1 sine omega t plus multiply these two terms by A2, therefore A2 sine omega t cos phi plus A2 cos omega t sine phi. So A2 sine omega t cos phi plus A2 cos omega t sine phi. Then these two terms, if you compare, it is A1 sine omega t, it is A2 sine omega t cos phi. Taking common sine omega t, we will get A1 plus A2 cos phi into sine omega t. A1 plus A2 cos phi into sine omega t plus this term will remain as it is, A2 sine phi cos omega t. A2 sine phi cos omega t. Then in place of this A1 plus A2 cos phi, we will take one more substitution, and again in place of A2 sin phi another substitution. So let A1 plus A2 cos phi, as it is in terms of cos, let it be equal to A cos theta. A cos theta, equation number 3, and this A2 sin phi equal to A sin theta, as it is in terms of sine, therefore it is taken as A sin theta, equation number 4. Now putting this equation number 3 and 4 in the above equation, we will get y equal to a cos theta sin omega t, a cos theta sin omega t plus a sin theta cos omega t, a sin theta cos omega t. Taking a common from these two terms, we will get a into sin omega t cos theta, sin omega t cos theta plus cos omega t sin theta. Now it is in the form sin cos cos sin, and therefore it will be sin of omega t plus theta, and therefore we will get y equal to a sin omega t plus theta. Y is equal to a sin omega t plus theta as equation number 5. Now if you compare equation number 1, equation number 2 and equation number 5, it is in the same form, and therefore this y equal to a sin omega t plus theta will be the resultant displacement of y1 and y2, and therefore this equation, if you consider this equation, that is y is equal to a sin omega t plus theta, this will also represent the resultant wave, and this equation will give us the resultant amplitude a, which we will calculate further, but this is the equation for the resultant wave having same frequency as that of the interfering waves. So if you consider equation number 5, from that equation number 5 we can say that its frequency is here omega, and for equation 1 and 2 the same frequency is omega, and therefore y is equal to a sin omega t plus theta. It is the equation of resultant wave with same frequency omega as that of the interfering waves. Now the amplitude, that is the resultant amplitude a, will be obtained by squaring and adding equation number 3 and 4. So from this equation number 3 and equation number 4 we will get the resultant amplitude by squaring and adding these two equations, and therefore if we square and add equation number 3 and 4, then a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta we will get, and therefore we can write a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta will be equal to square of this a1 plus a2 cos phi, that is a1 plus a2 cos phi its square, plus square of this a2 square sin square phi, a2 square sin square phi. So squaring and adding equation number 3 and 4 we will get. Then taking a square common from these two terms, we will get a square into cos square theta plus sin square theta, whose value will be equal to 1. So that on left side we will get only a square, on right side we will get, squaring this by using formula a plus b square, we will get a1 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi plus a2 square cos square phi. So this is the square of this term a1 plus a2 cos phi its square. As it is expanded, we will get a1 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi plus a2 square cos square phi, and plus a2 square sin square phi as it is. Again from these last two terms a2 square will be taken common, and then cos square phi plus sin square phi will be equal to 1, and therefore we will get a square equal to a1 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi plus a2 square into cos square phi plus sin square phi, whose value is again equal to 1. And therefore we will get a square equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi, a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Taking square root, we will get a equal to root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi as equation number 6. So this equation will represent the resultant amplitude a due to the superposition of the two waves, that is a equal to root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Now in this case we will consider two different cases, that is if the waves are meeting in phase and if the waves are meeting opposite in phase. That is the superposition of the two waves when they are meeting in phase and when they are meeting out of phase. And therefore let us consider the first case. So in the first case we have written when phi equal to 0, that is there is no phase difference between the two waves, that is two waves are meeting in phase. And therefore we can say that when the waves are meeting in phase, at that time phi is equal to 0, and hence we will get resultant amplitude A equal to root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos 0, because phi is equal to 0 but cos 0 is equal to 1, and therefore we will get root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2. But this is the expansion of a1 plus a2 whole square, and therefore under root a1 plus a2 square. This square and square root will get cancelled and we will get a1 plus a2. That means we can say that when the two waves are meeting in phase, the resultant amplitude will be equal to sum of the individual amplitudes, that is a1 plus a2. On the other hand, in the second case we will consider when phi is equal to pi, that is 180 degree. So at that time, if that phase angle between the two waves is equal to pi, that means when the two waves are meeting opposite in phase, at that time the resultant amplitude A will be equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos pi. But value of this cos pi is equal to minus 1. Cos 180 is minus 1, and therefore we will get under root a1 square plus a2 square minus 2a1 a2. But this is the expansion of a1 minus a2 whole square, and therefore we will get root of a1 minus a2 whole square. Again this square root and square will get cancelled and we will get a1 minus a2. a1 minus a2. Thus we can say that when the two waves are meeting opposite in phase, at that time the resultant amplitude will be the subtraction of the individual amplitudes, that is a1 minus a2. Now if you consider the relation between the intensity and the amplitude, then we know that intensity is proportional to square of amplitude. In case of the waves, the intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude. And if the amplitudes of the waves are equal, that is a1 is equal to a2, then what will happen, that we will have to study. So if the amplitudes of the waves are equal, that is a1 equal to a2 equal to a, then we can say that the resultant amplitude will be equal to 0 if they are meeting out of phase. And if the amplitudes of the waves are equal, that is a1 equal to a2 is equal to a, and they are meeting in phase, then their amplitude will be double of the individual amplitude, that is 2a. So in this case the resultant amplitude will be a1 plus a2, that is a plus a, that will be equal to 2a, and in this case a1 minus a2, that is a minus a, the resultant amplitude will be 0 if the amplitudes are same. Now as intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude, therefore we can say that the intensities of the waves are as proportional to square of their amplitude. We can write when phi is equal to 0, that is two waves are meeting in phase, at that time intensity will be maximum and it will be I max proportional to maximum amplitude square, that is a max square, because intensity is proportional to square of amplitude. Therefore we can write I max proportional to a max square. That will be written as equal to a max is a1 plus a2 and its square will be there, a1 plus a2 square, that will be value of I max, and if the two waves are meeting opposite in phase, that is phi is equal to pi radian, at that time the intensity will be minimum, that is I minimum, and it will be proportional to minimum amplitude, that is A minimum square. So square of A minimum and I max will be, now I minimum will be direct proportion, and therefore we can write I minimum will be proportional to A minimum square, that will be equal to A minimum is nothing but A1 minus A2 whole square, and therefore these two last equations will represent maximum intensity and minimum intensity. So maximum intensity will be equal to A1 plus A2 whole square, and minimum intensity will be equal to A1 minus A2 whole square. So this will be regarding the superposition of the waves.